Hi, I'm Moira Shepherd. I'm so glad to welcome you here today. We're here to look at 5 simple ways to jumpstart your abundance. And the way we do that is by connecting with the love that we are. That's what I mean by coming home to yourself. We are all love. We are all joy. We are all awareness. We are all consciousness. We are all that is in the world. It is contained within us. Like the poet Walt Whitman says, we contain multitudes, which is why we can be one way in one way and in another state of being another day. And it's all still just you. Coming home to yourself, when we center in on the love that lives at the core of our being, that is when we return to an awareness that however broken we may have felt, however hurt we may have felt in our lives, there is something fundamentally whole within us that can never be hurt, that can never be broken, that is perfect innocence, perfect joy, perfect love. And that is what we are coming home to today. And jumpstart your abundance in these 5 simple ways. Let me start with our screen sharing and see where we go from there. Yes, as we said, 5 simple ways to jumpstart your abundance by coming home to yourself, coming home to the love that you are. And this increases your abundance because when you know yourself as love, it gets easier to feel worthy of prosperity and success. When you're in that perfect love, you withhold nothing from yourself. You stop withholding success. You stop withholding prosperity. You stop withholding all of the good things in life that you desire. You let go of the resistance to receiving, which is at the heart of every challenge with abundance. This is what I have found. Every problem with abundance comes down to a problem with receiving. So we are helping you to receive here today by connecting with the love that you are. Coming back to the love that you are also helps you to make smart choices about your next steps to build your business, to do your work in the world, whatever it is that you feel called to do, or to create a fabulous retirement for yourself, like I know Carol Smithson is doing. It's easier to become clear about what you want, who you want to become, and the way you want to live when you love yourself enough to care about your own needs, when you love yourself enough to care about your own desires, never in an egotistical, me first kind of way, but in a simple recognition that you matter too. Your needs count also, no more or less than anybody else, but they count. You matter. Please come home to that today. If you come home to nothing else, come home to knowing that you are as good as anyone else, as worthy as anyone else, as wise and kind, as strong and loving as anybody else. Coming back to the love that you are also helps you to give yourself permission to do what you love for people who love what you do. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be working with people who love what you do, who resonate with you, who are like soulmates for you, who get what you do, love you, rave about you to all their friends, and let people know, hey, this person is up to something special and I want you to know about it. They really helped me. I bet they can help you too. And it's so effortless when you do what you do and allow yourself to receive the recognition, the financial compensation, the appreciation. Oh, I feel like somebody getting trembly there. Recognition. Oh God, that means I have to be visible. We're going to talk about that. Relax. It's going to be okay. Today, we're looking at 5 simple ways to jumpstart your abundance. We're just going to start from where you are with what you have. There are no requirements, nothing special you need to learn or study or get expert at before you can do it. You can jumpstart your abundance right here, right now, from where you are with what you have. No special equipment needed. We're also going to look at one big mistake people make when they feel scared about the future. And I've seen a lot of that these days. People are really frightened. No one knows what's coming. Scary stuff has happened. More may be on the way. Who knows? There's so little that's within our control that it's all the more paramount then that we focus on what is in our control. And that is our response to the events around us, to the people around us, to the feelings in our own hearts. And we are definitely going to be looking at that too. We're also going to look at how to clear your path to abundance so you can get where you want to go and have fun along the way. Fun is big. I don't know about you. I'm a big fan of fun myself. And Rex, I know you're looking to get more joy and fun out of what you're doing. And I'm totally on board with helping you with that. We're also looking at the special bonus that you are going to get because you joined me live today. Of all the things you could have been doing today, you're here with me now. That makes me feel wonderful. I appreciate you so much. And I really couldn't do what I do without you being here. So I've got a little thank you gift for those of us who hang with me till the end, which is going to be about 45 minutes from now. And I think you'll really love it. So let me just get a bit of water here. So we're going to do a little check-in right here, an emotional check-in. I'd like you to take a moment to consider how abundant do you feel right now? Now, I know abundance isn't really an emotion. The best way that I've been able to find to express the feeling of abundance is how cared about and supported do you feel by life? How supported do you feel by the universe? So I invite you to take a moment just to think on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you feel completely supported by the universe. What's your number right now? There's no right or wrong number. Just ask yourself the question in your mind and whatever number pops up, just put it in the chat. We'll come back to it. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you feel completely supported by the universe, loved by life. How do you feel? Excellent. Thank you for playing along with me on that. And I'd like to take just a moment to tell you a little about myself. I live in Los Angeles. I am a huge fan of old movies. I love films like Now Voyager, Casablanca, Random Harvest. If you're a fan of old movies yourself, you know that these are all romances. And I have to confess, I'm quite the old-fashioned romantic. And movies like these give me so much joy, and I'm very big on joy. I'm also the author of Love Your Way to Success. This is a book that my friend Shelley Campbell, the author of The Wealthy Spirit, has called a terrific guide to growing into your best self and claiming your power. Now, that whole review from her came out of abundance for me. I met her at a WRS meeting one day, a women's networking group that I belong to that Karen does also. And she was there one day. She asked how I was doing. I told her I was writing a book, and she said, when it's done, send it to me. I'll give you a blurb. I didn't even have to ask. How abundant is that? She is such a wonderful woman. I am so grateful to her and her graciousness, and it just made me feel fantastic. So what we're looking at now in the wake of Love Your Way to Success is loving your way to abundance. How can you create abundance with joy and fun, with laughter and freedom, instead of the struggle and hard work and effort that so many of us associate with abundance as well as success? Doesn't have to be like that. I want you to know I'm here for you. I've helped thousands of people to create richer, more abundant lives through classes that I've created, webinars I've given. I've guested on more than 100 telesummits and podcasts. And the words, the message that I share reaches thousands of people. And there's something transformative about knowing that you're love and knowing that somebody else, that I know that you are love itself. I know that you are love. And I'm here to hold the space for you until you know it too. And you, enough about me, let's talk about you. You are a coach, or would like to be, who makes a difference in people's lives. Or you are a healer, or would like to be, who makes a difference in people's lives. Are we noticing a trend here? I think so. Or you are a speaker, or would like to be, who makes a difference in people's lives, or you are a writer, or would like to be, who makes a big difference in people's lives. See, I think folks who are up to the work of sharing their gifts, putting a message out there, lifting up other people, I think they ought to be the highest paid people in the world. The drawback can be that we're all about giving. Money is not what motivates us. So we'll say, oh, you can pay me later, or I don't really want to charge for that, or look, I know you're having a hard time, just give me an IOU, or mention me the next time you're talking with a friend who's going through what you're going through. And this is one of the ways that we see the problem with receiving. Hello, because we're givers. And when we're able to allow others to give to us and receive it with rejoicing instead of guilt or shame or feeling diminished or, oh, I lost face, I had a need and somebody filled it. That makes me less than, that makes me vulnerable, that makes me blah, 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 blah. And sure enough, your abundance just drains away because it feels like you don't really want it. Kind of like a boyfriend. if you saying, oh no, please, really, often enough, eventually they will go away. Abundance does the same thing. It really depends on your degree of receptivity. What can be a hang up with that is perhaps you're struggling right now. Maybe you're not sure where to begin, or perhaps the long months of stress are catching up with you. And why wouldn't they? So it can be really hard to get into an abundance mindset because of all the fear and uncertainty that's floating around right now. And I know you're a sensitive, empathetic person. So you're picking up all the sadness and fear and dread of the future from the collective consciousness, as well as yourself. And it's darling of you, really, but stop, seriously, it helps nobody. And we're going to help you to let go of that in a short while. And I'm very excited to do that with you. Another challenge around receiving or charging money is that you feel weird about charging money, actual cash, for doing something that you love, especially if it's creative, spiritual, intuitive. I had a big challenge with that for a long time. In my early years as a journalist, I was a city editor for several weekly newspapers, and I heard about this opportunity to be the entertainment editor of a daily newspaper, which was my dream job. I would get to review movies, plays, dance, television, art, music, have a fantastic time. I was just like, wow, I can't wait to get this job. I'm going to go apply for it right now. It meant a pay cut by a third of what I was making. And I happily did it because of the fun that I would knew carrying out the job. And it actually made me feel better about taking the job, because part of me felt like, this is going to be a huge amount of fun, and it's weird taking money for it at all, but I will. So that's just how confusing a person can become, thinking that if if you're making money, it should be from doing something unpleasant or boring that nobody else wants to do. And that's where you earn your money. And that's one way to think about it, but we're going to look at another way to think about it too. The part of the problem that you're facing right now might be you left your job, or your job left you. It's happened a good deal, and you're in unfamiliar territory without a map or a plan. If you've been an employee for any period of time, it can be a real adjustment to start thinking of yourself as in business for yourself, of being an entrepreneur. You're the one who does the marketing. You're the one who needs to collect the payments. You're the one who needs to deliver services or products instead of being a cog in a much greater mechanism. And it's an adjustment, and I'm here to help you make that too. A problem that you may be facing with abundance is that you feel unqualified, unready, or unworthy to do what you really want to do deep in your heart. Like, this is something I've always dreamed of doing. Am I really worthy of my dream? Am I really worthy of the talent that's been given to me? Is what I produce good enough to show to other people? There can be a lot of uncertainty there, and that can hold you back in a number of ways and a number of levels. And we will be exploring that. Another problem, and I see a lot of this these days, is that you're waiting to move forward until you've got a foolproof plan for success, 100% guarantee that if you do this, you're going to be okay financially, your business is going to practically run itself, and you can just sit back and figure out, okay, what do I love to do most? I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to hire a bunch of people to do all the stuff that I don't want to do, all that tech stuff that gives me a headache. I'm going to pay somebody, but I need to make the money first. So that's a wonderful idea, if only it existed. And there is no foolproof plan for success. And that can be kind of scary to think about, especially if you've always been an employee. What, really? You mean no matter what I do, there's no guarantee that it will fail or that it will succeed? Well, that could be scary, but another way to look at it is to realize, if whatever I do never is guaranteed success or failure, I might as well do what I want. I might as well do what I love. I might as well do what gives me joy. And we will see what happens. And I'm here to tell you, if people can make money from pet rocks, from creating blue nail polish in their kitchen with white nail polish and blue dye, if people can make money from creating rooms that people pay to get into and then pay to get out of, escape rooms, whatever you do that gives you joy, you can make money. It may all boil down to you're waiting for a sign. How do I know this is the right thing for me? How do I know this is the right time? How do I know this is the right thing to focus on? It's a valid question. Here's the good news. This gathering is the sign you've been waiting for. It's the sign that today is the day, now is the moment, that you can choose to do what gives you joy and move forward from there. Choose what gives you joy. Choose what is fun for you. You're free to do that. You're allowed to do that. And if you have any doubts or fears, concerns, or resistance around that, boy, you are seriously in the right place. You're also in the right place if you have an idea or a talent you've wanted to turn into a business, but it's been hard for you to get started, haven't known where to begin. You've come to the right place. If you've been waiting to take the next step in your business until you're totally confident that you can do it, that you are absolutely qualified and nobody can dispute your expertise in what you do, if you're waiting until you feel totally confident so you know that what you do is going to be successful, boy, are you in the right place. If you're just sick and tired of waiting to follow your heart, live your purpose, be happy or fulfilled, if you're sick and tired of waiting for it to be your turn to follow your dreams, your turn to put your needs first, your turn to put your dreams at the forefront of your mind and act upon them, oh boy, you are exactly where you need to be right now. This idea of coming home to yourself, coming back to the love to you are, makes your life better because it's so much easier to turn your dreams into reality when you're clear about what you want and that you deserve to have it. Not out of any great virtue or having proven yourself, but simply because you exist, simply because abundance is your natural birthright. What would you do if you knew exactly what you want and allowed yourself to have it? Food for thought. Coming home to yourself, to the love that you are, makes your health better because when you come to the center of your being, the love that you are, you're in the present moment. Your body is fully inhabited by your spirit, which lowers your stress and anxiety, which helps you to sleep better. You have more energy because you've stopped giving it to upsetting emotions. You've taken your power back. Your immune system gets stronger. So take a moment to think, what will you do when you have more energy? Coming back to the love that you are even helps you to make more money because you trust yourself. You know your abilities. You know your strengths. You know your gifts. You know who you really are. There may be this confusion. I don't know who I really am. What is my purpose? But part of you knows. Part of you knows. And that is where your confidence comes from. It's rooted in love. True confidence is rooted in love. And that is a great asset to have, a great ability to develop, because lack of confidence, studies have shown, can cost you up to $1 million in lost lifetime income because you won't ask, because you turn away, shy away from the possibility of success, of golden opportunities that could really put you on the map, that could really get your message out there and help thousands and thousands of people. And we know that's what we're all here to do, right? So as we look at the 5 simple ways to jumpstart abundance, I'd like you to remember abundance is more than just an abstract idea, this thing you're going toward in the future. It's more than piles of cash in the bank. Abundance, shocker, is even bigger than Amazon. Yeah, I know, alert the media. Abundance is the vibration and frequency of infinite love. When you embody love, when you fully inhabit yourself at the core of your being, you naturally attract abundance just by breathing in and out. How cool is that? In a moment, we're going to look at 5 ways to get unstuck, feel more confident, get inspired, so you can create a business and a life that you love and have fun along the way. Later on, we'll look at the one big mistake people make when they feel scared about the future and what to do instead. And they'll share with you about how you can walk with me to help you clear your path to abundance so you can get where you want to go and have fun doing it. I'll answer as many questions as possible in the time that remains. And so let's dig in. Simple way number one to jumpstart your abundance. Notice your beliefs. What story are you telling yourself when you feel scared? What story are you telling yourself when you're looking at your bank account and you see a certain number as your balance? Or when you're looking at your mortgage statement or a credit card statement? What are you telling yourself? What are you making that piece of paper, those dots on a screen, what are you making them mean about you? As you become more aware of how money can activate some of your biggest issues around worthiness, not enoughness, can activate old feelings of guilt and shame so ancient that you don't even remember how they got started. And becoming aware of your beliefs. That's the gift of having these beliefs pop up when you look at the bank statement, when you look at your credit card statement, when you look at what you've got in your wallet. These are your beliefs popping up and saying, hi, look at me. Look at me. So just becoming aware of them can have an almost magical effect. Because when you look at them with the eyes of unconditional love, which in this context might sound like, that's interesting. Where did I get that idea? It starts to dissolve. Anything that is false starts to dissolve under the gaze of unconditional love. So just becoming aware of your beliefs, you start to transform them. Here is one way to transform limiting beliefs rapidly. Like on the previous screen, we talked about some people might have this belief, there's no way I can make money doing that. And that is where you do this exercise I call flip your lid. You can flip, there's no way I can make money doing this, to how can I make money doing this? Can you feel the difference? How can I? How can I make money doing this? Inquiring minds want to know. We are looking at, suddenly you've activated the Google search engine part of your mind. It's going to find the answer for you from wherever it is. It could be near or far. It could be a billboard that you read when you're driving down the street. It could be something your daughter says. And suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, it's absolutely right. And the answer can come to you from so many places. So once you ask a question like, how can I do this? Be ready. Be on the alert for the answer coming to you from wherever it is. It's on its way. Absolutely sure of that. One of the ways that I've seen beliefs affecting people is with a client I had named Sharon, who loved to write, but she had a really hard time getting past the first sentence, much less getting on to the next page, because her mind kept telling her she wasn't smart enough or good enough. And I was so delighted to be able to help Sharon build up her belief in herself. And it cleared the way for her to become the writer that she is. She was so worried about rejection because she was rejecting herself. She was so frightened about judgment because she was judging herself. So when she started to accept herself and realize these are the words that are coming out of me right now, and let's just see how they shape up and let them flow without judging, editing, criticizing. I know we've got a lot of writers here, and I'm sure you've discovered this for yourself, right? That you write best when you just let the words flow. If syntax is off, fix it later. You know nothing about punctuation? We got spell check and other options available for that. Not to worry, just let your words flow without letting your beliefs getting in the way, without letting your judgment getting in the way. We're also looking at key number 2 now. Notice your self-talk. We tell ourselves so many stories about how we can't have this because that hasn't happened yet. We can't start this because that hasn't finished yet. You might have seen this in your own life. We'll look at getting a divorce when the kids have graduated from school. I'll start my book after I finish this semester. I will get out there and start my blog as soon as I know what I'm going to talk about. So here we are, affirming unworthiness, uncertainty. Underneath all of that is, I'm not ready yet, I'm scared, I'm afraid I'm going to fail, or I'm afraid I'm going to succeed, but that's always the subtext there. But as you begin to notice your self-talk, what are you saying to yourself in the privacy of your own mind? Where are you putting yourself down? Where are you telling yourself, I'm not smart enough for that. I need more qualifications. I need another certificate in this training. I need a degree. I need some kind of outside validation that I know what I'm talking about. True validation comes from within. Looking for validation from outside of yourself, that leaves you at the mercy of other people's moods. Even people who love you sometimes say unkind things, and your self-worth can just plummet right away because you think, oh, they're right, or oh, they don't really love me, or ouch, that hurt. So coming into awareness of your self-talk, and instead of staying mired in the emotion, looking at, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now, and it's okay. You treat yourself with compassion. You understand that however you feel, you're allowed to be human. It's okay to feel the way you feel. The way you feel is completely normal. If you felt any other way in the situation that you're in, it would be kind of strange. So as you begin to treat yourself in your self-talk with love and respect, you begin to trust yourself. The more you trust yourself, the more confidently you follow your inner wisdom to go after what you want and to feel like you deserve it. Because when you stop attacking yourself with your thoughts and start supporting yourself with your thoughts and your self-talk, amazing things start to happen. One way I found that was wonderful to transform self-talk is what I call the caress of caring. This is something that I found that I'm such a neuroscience nerd. I found this exercise looking through the work of Andrew Newberg, my favorite neuroscientist. And what I call it is the caress of caring. And it's very simple. I invite you to do it right now. Stroke your forearms very gently, like this, just smoothly gliding over the skin. Doing this activates the caring and nurturing circuits in your brain. Just take a moment to feel how loved and cared about you feel. Just notice how, I can relax. I can let go of my stress. Somebody cares that I'm feeling like this. Yes, it's you. But my goodness, if you don't care how you feel, who else will? This is a way to nurture yourself in a very simple way. And the way the self-talk comes in is as you caress yourself, as you caress your forearms, say to yourself the loving words you've always wished someone would say to you. Say them to yourself. Your brain will receive them just as readily as if someone else had spoken the words. Say the words out loud, because your spoken word has tremendous power. The vibration and frequency of your voice can have tremendous impact on your nervous system, on your emotional makeup. So if you've always wished somebody would say to you, I love how you're such a good listener, or, I really appreciate that you went out of your way to help me that day, or, I'm just so happy to be here right now. Just notice how you feel when you do that. I was able to use looking at self-talk to help out my client, Tara. She wanted to start making inspirational videos because she's got an incredible mind, a gorgeous heart, an amazing, powerful spirit. She's got a lot to say, but she kept saying, I look so old on camera. I hate looking at my face. She felt self-conscious. It helped a little when I pointed out to her that if she finally got the courage to do videos 5 years from now, she would look 5 years older. That kind of made her sit up and say, oh, well, maybe I should start making these videos now. And in speaking to herself and looking at herself with kindness, looking at her face, caressing it and saying kind words to it. You're so beautiful. I love the way your cheekbones hang. I love the way that your hair looks. I love the way that your eyes sparkle when you look at the camera. Just simple things like that help her to become more relaxed and charismatic in front of the camera and in life. We've been talking about emotions, and this is where we're really looking at in simple way number 3. Notice your feelings. Just notice how you feel. Pay attention to them. So many of us are trained to disregard them, to ignore them, to suppress them, to repress them for what may have seemed like very good reasons at the time. You didn't want somebody to see how vulnerable you were. You were trying to get something done and you just couldn't afford a nervous breakdown right in that moment. But emotions that get buried come back to haunt you. So what I offer here is a sacred space to just acknowledge your emotions, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we can just let go of judgments. Just name them and acknowledge, I'm feeling this way right now. I'm feeling loved. I'm feeling safe. I'm feeling vulnerable. I'm feeling a little shaky right now. And just in saying that, part of your heart, part of your soul feels acknowledged. In many instances, your feelings are simply, well, not simply anything, but in this instance, your feelings are like smoke signals from your unconscious mind. Hey, look at this. I'm doing this thing that makes me sad. Why was that a good idea again? Or, hey, I really didn't like it when that person insulted me at the dinner table like that. That was really not okay. So an invitation to realize that perhaps standing up for yourself or taking back your power from that person to make you feel bad and realizing, you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm good. Thanks just the same. When you treat your emotions with compassion and respect by simply allowing them to be as big as they are, as intense as they are, and just giving them space and grace to be present, they start to vanish like clouds just passing over the sky of your awareness. And they just pass on through. All they wanted was a moment's attention, a moment's love, a moment's respect. And say, okay, I made you look. Thank you. I'm done. And that makes it easier for you to make choices that are based on love rather than fear, because as you keep on releasing these old pent-up emotions, this old energy that's dragging you down, it is the emotional baggage that you're dragging around with you day to day. As you start letting that old emotional energy go, you start feeling lighter and brighter. And instead of doing things from fear, making choices because you're worried that something bad will happen if you don't do it, you start realizing that at the center of your being, you're okay. And you're going to be okay. This is how we clear out the undergrowth that keeps your path to abundance littered with obstacles and things that you'd rather not look at. So it's just acknowledging and saying, hi, noted. Thank you for showing me. I'm moving on now. There's so much power in that. One quick way to calm down when you're feeling overwhelmed is to tap your thymus. Your thymus is this little gland on your breastbone. If you just tap about 4 inches below your collarbone, you just tap a little bit very, very gently with just 2 fingers. And when you go, or suddenly your muscles relax, that's when you know you found your thymus. This is something that I share with people when a friend looks nervous, when the plane is about to take off, and they say, just tap your thymus. I see you gripping the armrests there. Just take a deep breath. Tap your thymus. Physically, tapping your thymus very gently, because it's a tender little gland, it strengthens your immune system. Emotionally, it makes you feel safe. I'm sorry to say that almost everybody I've ever worked with finds it very hard to feel safe. It's a completely unfamiliar sensation to them. It's hard to feel abundant unless you feel safe. It's hard to feel loved unless you feel safe. It's hard to feel worthy unless you feel safe. It's hard to feel like you matter unless you feel safe, which is why tap your thymus is one of the simplest ways I found to tap into abundance, to tap into love, by tapping into your thymus and the sense of safety that it gives you when it's activated. Nice, simple way to tap into abundance there, tapping your thymus. I've seen how important it is to acknowledge your feelings. And with people like Brenda, my client, who often said yes to doing things that she didn't want to do. Now, I know that you never do that, but some people do. And it left Barbara feeling exhausted and resentful. I don't have a moment to myself. People keep asking me to do stuff. I feel like I have to do it, like I ought to do it, that they'll hate me if I don't do it, that they'll punish me if I don't do it. So you're basically holding yourself hostage to other people's displeasure. You're holding yourself hostage to other people's needs. Where is the freedom in that? Where's the abundance in that? When you start feeling safe enough, you feel safe enough to say, I don't have time, or I know somebody who's even better for this to do that than I am. Let me give you a referral. Or, sorry, no can do, calendar's full. Or just most daringly, nope, nope, just one simple word. So hard to say. So many of us are sweet, sensitive, caring, loving people who hate confrontation, who dread being the subject of someone's displeasure. And so we go along to get along. We keep saying yes to stuff we don't want to do because we want to keep the peace. But that's peace at a very heavy price, a price that maybe it's time you stopped paying, because the peace that comes from dancing to the tune of another is nothing compared to the peace of knowing that you are here, living your purpose, living your love, sharing your message, and that you are doing what is right for you. You get to say how you spend your time, where you direct your energy, how you spend your money. You get to decide. Many of us have lost sight of that. It's time to remember. And when you feel safe enough to realize, I matter too. Their needs are important, but so are mine. And right now, I feel like my need is greater, and I'm going to go with that. They'll live. They'll find somebody else. They always do. It'll be okay. Simple way number 4 to jumpstart your abundance is to embrace gratitude. We talk a lot about gratitude and how important it is to be thankful for all of our blessings. And that can be kind of an automatic thing after a while. It becomes a should or an obligation. But when you say, well, I guess I ought to be grateful that I have a roof over my head. I guess I ought to be grateful I've got this computer, even though it's years out of date and it doesn't do anything that I want it to do and it takes forever to download something. The grudgingness of that just negates any gratitude energy that might be in there. We want to find a more authentic, easy, effortless form of gratitude. And sometimes that starts with being grateful, choosing thankfulness for very simple things. Going for a walk and noticing, oh, the sidewalk is smooth. Somebody paved this really well. Or, oh, the grass is green. We must have had some rain. How beautiful that is. Going into nature is one of the simplest ways to connect with gratitude that's from the heart, that's never forced or feeling like an ought to or a have to or a should. And it's important to notice the mindfulness of, this is something that I appreciate. This is something that I'm thankful for, because it lights up your awareness of all the good you already have in your life, all the good that's already around you. When you see more clearly what's good, more good comes to you. When you see what you have to be thankful for, you begin to gain more to be thankful for. Here's one of the best ways that I found to embrace gratitude in a way that I haven't really seen anywhere else, but it creates a space of grace and abundance in your heart in a way that almost nothing else I've seen can match. It's a practice that I created called pause to praise. When you complete a task, take a moment to go to the mirror and say, I want to honor you and acknowledge you for getting that done. You did a great job. I'm proud of you. No need to directly quote these. Use words that feel authentic and natural to you. The point is that instead of going from task to task to task, which leaves you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and like you're never really getting anything done, when you pause to praise after each task, you're putting a period on that flow of effort. You are creating a different space in which you are showing gratitude for yourself, appreciation for something good that you did. We all have so much to do, and a lot of us struggle with feeling unacknowledged for the great effort that we're putting out, for how hard we're trying every day. Acknowledge yourself. Give yourself the gratitude and appreciation that other people may absolutely feel for you, but never think to voice. Sometimes you just need to hear from another human voice, you did a good job, I'm proud of you. So you can play around with paused phrase. You can use it as first person, like, I want to honor and acknowledge you for getting that done. Or you can use it more as I'm not even sure what the grammatical thing is, but we could say, Rex, I'm really proud of you for doing such a great job. Call yourself by your own name. It gets your attention on a level that nothing else does. So use your name and say Rex, Carol, Natalie, Heidi. I want to acknowledge you and thank you for being here today. You're doing a great job. I feel that you're with us. I feel this flow of higher consciousness that we're creating together. Saying that to yourself fills you with gratitude on a deep level that you may have been hungering and thirsting for all your life. If nobody has ever said to you, I'm proud of you, say those words yourself. I'm proud of you. If nobody's ever said, I think you're wonderful, say, I think you're wonderful. Or Rex, you're wonderful. Natalie, you're wonderful. Karen, you're wonderful. Give yourself the praise and acknowledgement that you have every right to desire and to have. Give it to yourself. Because we're all such givers, I also want to make clear, since we are a spiritually oriented people to some extent or another, if you feel like pursuing abundance or prosperity is selfish or shallow or not really what you're about, if money is not really what drives you, it can help to remember that what you do with gratitude, waking up in the morning and saying, wow, look what I get to do today. How awesome is that? Boy, did I wake up with that feeling this morning. It was wonderful. I get to do this today. So when you do what you do with gratitude, it lights the way for other people to create a life rich in joy and meaning. And it's another way to serve. It's another way to serve in a way that helps you as well as others and opens the door to abundance for you. Simple way number 5 is follow your joy. I made a New Year's resolution at the beginning of this year that I was only going to do things that give me joy. And I've got to tell you, it is the only resolution or intention I have set in years that I was still practicing at this point in the year. A lot of my other intentions and resolutions just fall by the wayside by the second week in January. It's like, what was I going to do again? But this year, every time I felt a little off track, some little intuitive nudge would come to me and say, is this giving you joy? Just checking, just asking. Is this giving you joy? And if it, like that wonderful, joyful music that just popped up reminding me that we need to move along here. Following my joy has transformed my life, my writing, my business, the way I am in the world this year by choosing to focus on joy. I have been my own best client on this so far. Choosing what gives me joy led to the creation of this webinar that I'm having a wonderful time doing with you, and I hope you're enjoying it too. And it just feels like such a natural flow. Yes, there's stuff to do, there's technology, there's this, there's that, but I'm doing it from love. I'm doing it from gratitude that I get to do this. I'm doing this because this is what I love. I love being with you. Noticing what you enjoy helps you to discover whether your preferences or values or priorities have changed without your noticing. I can pretty much guarantee you that whatever your preferences or priorities or dreams or desires were, say 18 months ago, chances are they've changed. Maybe you've noticed it, maybe you haven't. But that's where having joy as your North Star, coming back to, does this give me joy, can help you get back on track with abundance, back on track with sharing your gifts in a natural outpouring that allows for the natural inpouring of abundance coming back to you. Look at how much love and caring you pour into what you do. Let love and caring flow back to you also. Right now, we're going to do some healings and clearings around joy so you can know it when you find it. I saw this picture of this little girl the other day, and I just thought, oh my gosh, that is one of the most joyful little faces I have ever seen. I just love her. So part of connecting into joy is just looking at her smile, looking at the shine in her eyes, looking how gloriously messy and colorful she is, and just being like, I'm having the best day. So I invite you to look at her and imagine that the joy in her heart is in your heart right now. Just imagine the joy that's there. What can get in the way are mixed feelings, even about joy. It feels so good, but so many of us might feel guilty about feeling joyful if other people are sad or scared or angry. We might feel like I haven't worked hard enough to earn joy, which also translates to I have not worked hard enough to earn abundance. Or joy is not that important, when you may come to see how very important joy is if you're going to have any kind of quality of life, whatever. So I'm going to go into a little sacred space here. And to do that, would it be all right if I connect with your consciousness? It's just like two soap bubbles connecting with each other. No, nothing touching, nothing intrusive or anything like that. But do I have permission to connect with your consciousness? If that's okay, go ahead and, raise a thumb, nod your head, plant a heart there on the screen, whatever. Thank you. So let's take a moment, and I'll open this with a prayer, because this is a spiritual work that I do. And the important thing for you to know is that you don't have to believe in anything or anyone in particular for these healings to work. Belief is my job. What is yours to do is simply to be willing for these healings to work. Willingness is all it takes on your side. Believe whatever you believe, just be willing. So, dear Holy Spirit of life, we bless you and thank you for causing this healing sequence to unfold under grace in the perfect way. We bless you and thank you for bringing forth everything we need to know, see, feel, hear, taste, touch, in order to have joy touch our hearts, touch our souls in this moment. For these and all of your other blessings, we give thanks. And so it is. And I'm going to stop screen sharing here for a moment, because I want to be here for you, fully seen and more visibly present with you. So would it be all right to show you what it feels like to feel joy? To show you what joy is in relation to what you might have thought it is, something to be put off, something that other people have, whatever beliefs you might have about joy that keep it far from you. Would it be all right for your higher power, not mine, your higher power, to show you the truth about joy, about what it is, its true nature, the true purpose of joy? Can we show you what feeling joy really means about you in relation to what you might have imagined that it meant? Like, if I were really a good person, I would be suffering along with my loved ones. Something, really darling like that, that's serving nobody. I know it comes from a good place. So if that's okay, please say yes out loud or nod your head. You may feel a little sleepy while I do this, and that's okay. We're in the theta brainwave, the brainwave that you're in when you're asleep and dreaming. And I'm used to talking through this and speaking through this, but you're used to being asleep when you're in the theta brainwave. So if you nod off a little bit, that's okay. Your unconscious mind is hearing every word we say and is receiving it and integrating it. And so you can just go ahead and peacefully zone out, do whatever you do, go wherever you go when you're in the theta brainwave, and it's fine. Your healings are still in here and intact and unfolding without you having to do anything at all. But it'll be all right to show you why you're worthy of joy in ways that you can understand and make sense of. I'm feeling a lot of ancestors protesting, oh my gosh, joy, that is just so childish. That is so frivolous. That is so unimportant. There are many other things we should be thinking about besides joy. That is just so woo-woo, hello. So they're entitled to their opinion, but they're in your DNA. That makes you the boss. So if in accordance with your own free will, you are willing to understand why you are worthy of joy and why it's important, why your joy matters, if that's okay with you, please nod or thumbs up or say yes in your mind, whatever. Why you are worthy of joy, why you deserve joy. Can we show you how you can still be a good person, even if you're joyful and others are feeling less than joyful, other than joyful? If that's okay, please say yes somehow. I'm feeling almost like a barrier at the heart in somebody, probably not you, probably somebody watching later, but somebody has got this barrier against joy. So let's talk to the barrier for a minute and just see what is going on here. Why does allowing joy into the heart seem like such a bad idea? See, these barriers they never show up because they want to aggravate you or make you miserable. They do it because they love you and they want to protect you from what they think will be the consequences if you feel happy or if you experience abundance or if you enjoy success. They think something bad's going to happen, so they protect you by blocking it out. So the trouble with that is that when you block out anything, you block out everything, including love and abundance, success, and joy, as we're seeing here. So we bless and thank the one who is protecting this person and their heart from joy, from the best of intentions. We totally understand and appreciate that. But let us show you how allowing them to be open to joy keeps them even more safe and protected, showing you how that is and why that can be in ways that make complete sense to this aspect of your consciousness, or how many of them there may be. That's right. Joy boosts your immune system. Joy lightens your heart. Joy makes you stronger. Joy makes you smarter. It's true, because when you're scared and downhearted, you get very stressed, which means you're breathing shallowly from the top of your lungs, which deprives your brain of oxygen, which makes it harder to function, which makes you make less than intelligent choices. So being in joy, breathing deeply, allowing it to fully inhabit your being now. So it would be all right if we just do a little breathing thing here to really bring this forward. I'd like you to just breathe joy into your heart right now. And if you don't know how to do that, just pretend you're doing it. It's okay. Just pretend you're breathing joy into your heart and breathing it back out again. Let's do this twice more. Breathing joy in through the heart and breathing it back out again. One more time, breathing joy into the heart, breathing it back out again. Oh, suddenly there's a lot more joy in the room. How cool is that? Enjoy, my dear. I'm so glad to be able to share this with you. Thank you. So let us get on. This is going a little longer than I had anticipated, but is that okay? Are you having a good time here? Okay, we will on then. Excellent. So we're letting joy be here now, along with this lovely little child. There are the healings, some of the healings that were my jumping off point. So having been marinating in this joy for a minute or two, let's check in again. How abundant do you feel right now? As we said before, abundance is not really a feeling, but when you feel supported by the universe, when you feel loved by life, you feel abundant. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you feel completely supported by the universe and loved by life, how abundant do you feel right now? And just go ahead and type your number in the chat. Just ask yourself the question, notice whatever number comes up in your consciousness. And let's just see if there's any difference that we're seeing here. Let's look at the chat for a moment. Ooh, 7, 8, 9. And what were our numbers before? Did anybody check in with that? A 6, an 8, a 5. That was very early on. And now we're going up to 8, 9. Beautiful, wonderful job. Amazing how much more abundant you can feel in less than an hour. How cool is that? How great that you're able to be aware of that, to notice that. So just as we are, let's just stay in this energy of abundance. Let's just stay in this frequency of joy that we're in now, as we take a moment to look at the one big mistake that I mentioned earlier, the one big mistake people make when they feel frightened about the future. And that is that they wait until they feel 100% confident before taking action. They wait until they have got a foolproof method for creating success, prosperity, profiting from what they do. Waiting until you've got that rock solid guarantee is a great way to stay stuck in doubt and fear and uncertainty. And there is another way. Here is what you can do instead of waiting and suffering. You can discover with me exactly how to clear your path to abundance through joy and gratitude instead of fear and worry, Instead of feeling frightened about the future, you can take back your power, realize that you can shape your future much more powerfully, much more consciously, much more deliberately than you might have imagined up until now. Because what you have in your mind, what you're holding in your imagination is what shows up. It's what they mean when they say your inner world creates your outer world. If you stay mired in fear and anxiety and worry and stress, you're going to create and experience and draw to you more experiences to be worried and fretting and stressed about. That's, welcome to the dark side of the law of attraction. if you hold vibrations of fear, it will be magnetized to you. If you hold vibrations of love and abundance, it will be magnetized to you. The universe doesn't judge. Oh, they don't really mean that. They don't really want all that poverty and struggle. I'm going to give them abundance anyway. No, the universe is very cooperative. Whatever you say, the future is going to be terrible. It goes, okay, the future is going to be terrible. If you think, I've got power over what happens in my future. I am choosing toward love. I am choosing toward joy. I am choosing toward abundance. That is what I am walking toward. The universe says, okay, it's lovely that way. Never argues with you. So imagine how awesome you would feel if you became a more magnetic coach, healer, speaker, or writer, because your actions and choices, your messaging are all rooted in love. Imagine how prosperous you would be if you had the confidence to charge what your services are worth, which I promise you is more than you're charging right now. What if you felt good about charging more? Because you recognize from your client's point of view, this is life-changing information. This is something that I've learned from this person that is making my life easier, making it better. They're showing me how to do something with more love. They're showing me how to do something more effectively. They're showing me how to do this in 5 minutes instead of 5 hours. People deserve to be compensated for that, right? Makes sense? I'd say so. What do you think? Imagine how cared about you would feel if you allow yourself the time, energy, and money you need for your own well-being. Let's let go of the constant outpouring and let's have some inpouring. If nobody respects your boundaries and they keep asking you to do stuff you don't want to do or that they don't feel like doing, well, that's because you're not respecting your boundaries. You're withholding from yourself the right to say, that doesn't work for me. Maybe next time. I'm all booked up. Sorry. No, because you need some time for yourself. You'll wither away without it. You need some energy for yourself. Otherwise, how will you ever get to doing what's really important to you? You need money for yourself because we live in a human material world and it takes money to be able to continue in this life for food, for medicine, for shelter, for any number of reasons. Money is a needful thing in this life, neither good nor bad, but it's something that's good to keep for yourself. Not all of it, share it by all means, but keep enough to, keep your own lights on, okay? Imagine how inspired you would feel if you gave yourself permission to do what gives you joy and allow yourself to be well paid for it. I'm sure the guy who invented the pet rock never imagined that they would be making like $1,000% profit on every rock they sold. Probably never occurred to them, but it took off. We never know what's going to go viral, as it's called now. We never know what people are going to pick up and run with and tell all their friends about it. And there's just no way of knowing that, just as there's no way of knowing whether something that you do is going to succeed or fail. All you can do is do it with as much love as you can and allow yourself to be compensated for it. You give so much love and caring. Allow love and caring to be brought to you in a way that you can accept and absorb and receive and feel like, okay. This is an even energy exchange. This is a balance of giving and receiving without keeping score, just knowing that, this feels right. I give, I receive, I give, I receive. It's really one process because when somebody has to be receiving for somebody to give and vice versa, it's all one thing. So in this program that I've created, Clear Your Path to Abundance, the first step is to transform your beliefs. just like what we did with joy. I have these ways of showing you how to develop beliefs that attract abundance instead of chasing away, to how to turn down the volume on beliefs that have been part of your mental landscape for so long. You think it's just part of the furniture. You think it's just natural. Yeah, there's no way I can ever make money. Everybody knows that. But, Stephen King never seems to have gotten that memo. Doreen Virtue never seems to have gotten the memo. Oh, yeah, you can't make money doing that. Or if they did get the memo, they chose to disregard it. And you can do the same. And I can show you how to do that with confidence and joy, and coming from an authentic place instead of trying to shoehorn yourself into believing something that you really think is a lie. This is genuine belief rooted in the love that you are, the truth that abundance is your natural birthright. This first step in this 5-step path to prosperity is something you're going to love if you are subject to overthinking, if perfectionism is something that really keeps you stuck, if money issues keep you from, being able to make a move. Transforming your beliefs can change all of these things, because all of the beliefs that we transform are rooted in love. Even the ones that keep money far away from you are rooted in love. They just come from a misguided idea of, oh gosh, I'm protecting you from money because something terrible will happen if you get rich. I'm protecting you from success because something terrible will happen if you start becoming hugely popular and greatly in demand and widely loved. Something bad will happen. I'm protecting you. Really, it's fabulous of them, but it's a very misguided way of showing love. So this takes those aspects of your consciousness and helps you see a way of keeping you safe and protected and peaceful and content within yourself, abundant and joyful within yourself, even though you're rich and famous and doing what you love every minute of every day. In step number 2, we transform your self-talk. The technique that I showed you of the caress of caring is just one way that I have showing you how to accept love from yourself, which paves the way for you to accept money, to accept appreciation from others, to accept love from others. Money is really just another form of appreciation. So when you allow yourself to accept appreciation, when you show appreciation to yourself, you are teaching abundance that it's okay to come in. It's okay to come knocking at the door. You will open and say, come on in. Transforming your self-talk is something that you'll really enjoy if you have body image issues, if you feel like it's too late to become the person you might have been. It's never too late. You're never too old. I think everybody here is proof that it's never too late. If you struggle with self-doubt, transforming your self-talk can turn you into someone who's got deeply rooted confidence, deeply rooted in love rather than egotism, confidence rooted in love, because you just see so clearly with the eyes of unconditional love. You know what you know. You have the gifts that you have. You're great at them. They were given to you to be shared. How about sharing them now? In step number 3 of this program, we look at honoring your heart. It's vital to honor your emotions and desires, because they will trip you up if they are disregarded. They will take you down. They will make you sick. They will make you go bankrupt until you pay attention to them. So we create a safe, sacred space here for you to pay attention to whatever doubts, whatever fears, whatever guilt or shame that's been hidden away. We give it a safe place to come forth and be released, so you can stop carrying it around. So these emotional energies which repel abundance stop being obstacles on your path to abundance. You'll love this step if you are an empath or a highly insensitive person. If you tend to feel what other people feel, that can really be wonderful, and it can really be debilitating. And so this step shows you how to have discernment about the difference between your energy and other people's energy, so you can have compassion for somebody's feelings without trying to heal them by taking on their feelings. It's a different way of healing that preserves your own integrity, preserves your own energy, while honoring the integrity and energy of others. It's very powerful. If you have endless to-do lists that never get done, maybe because you're trying to get away from the fact that you don't actually want to be doing that, but you're afraid to give yourself permission to say, I'm not doing this anymore. This will help you with that. If you often say yes to things that you don't want to do, this will help you with realizing that you matter too, and to feel safe in saying, not today. That doesn't work for me. What if we do this instead? Soft ways of deflecting drains on your energy that do nothing to make your life better. In step 4, we really go deep into gratitude, and there's so much to be grateful for. I hardly know where to begin. And I know you know this, but there are aspects of you that are holding on to resentment, that are holding on to fear, that are holding on to emotional pain. And the reason you're doing that is because some part of you thinks you need to hold on to this stuff to make sure that it never happens to you again. The trouble is, thanks to the dark side of the law of attraction, holding on to pain brings more pain. Holding on to resentment keeps abundance far away. You're withholding love from a person, and so abundance you withhold from yourself on the energetic level. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, I'm seeing some nodding. Good. So when you can go more into gratitude and less into shoulds, ought tos, have tos, I really can't move forward because, I did this terrible thing and I can never make it right, or I'm not moving on until I've gotten an apology for this because they did something awful and they need to acknowledge it. We can let go of that and just be thankful that whatever happened, today you are still standing. Whatever happened, today you are living your life, breathing in and out, and being part of this remarkable group of great souls. You will love this gratitude step if you struggle to stay motivated, if you feel bored or uninspired by your work, if you worry that whatever choice you make, it will be wrong. Scary thought. We've all made choices and looked at it afterward and said, what was I thinking? It happens. So then you can go in, you can turn that into a whole big shibboleth of I can never trust myself because look at that terrible choice I made that time. Boy, when you embrace gratitude, when you embrace forgiveness, you free up so much emotional energy to do what you love, to care with all your heart, to take on projects that might seem daunting, but because you love the actual process of doing, if you fall in love with what you're actually doing, the process, if you love the writing, if you love the painting, if you love the listening and having deep conversations, this frees you to give your energy to what really matters to you. It frees you to give energy and attention and love and focus to your dreams, your goals, what matters to you. And when you give yourself permission to do that, you automatically give others permission to do the same. So it creates more freedom, more love, more fun, more abundance for everybody. How cool is that? Finally, we have step 5, following your joy. And we will go deep into joy and what it is and exploring what gives you joy, maybe remembering forgotten joys, things that gave you pleasure a long time ago that might give you pleasure again if you just allowed yourself to try them out again. Like this little girl, maybe your mom saw you like this one day with all the paint all over and said, oh, that's so messy, you should never do that again, and just shut your little artist right down. What if you could give yourself permission to bring out the paint again and get messy and have a wonderful time doing it? How much joy would that give you? You will love this step if you feel like you have to do everything yourself, because when you step into joy, do things from joy and love, angels gather around you, ascended masters come to support you, gifted ancestors who have given you the intelligence that you have, the soulfulness that you have, the loving heart that you have. Your ancestors have so many gifts to bring you that can be brought forth through you. And all of that is supporting you. When you're calling on the strength of your ancestors, you're getting support from your own DNA. How fabulous is that? There's so much support for you, and tuning into your joy invites more of support of the most significant, loving, sacred, joyful kind. So instead of numbing yourself out by eating Ben and Jerry's by the pint or binge watching Friends, instead of feeling lost or helpless or bored, you can tune into joy on a regular basis. How would that be for you? So this is our 5 steps to prosperity roadmap. Step 1, we transform your beliefs and return to the love at the heart of who we really are. Step 2, we transform your self-talk. Step 3, we honor your heart, all of your emotions, so that you can feel safe and worthy and ready to fully express all that you are. Step 4, to embrace gratitude and let go of old resentment, old pain, stuff that has stopped serving you, if it ever did serve you, and following your joy. These are the 5 steps in the Clear Your Path to Abundance 5 Steps to Prosperity roadmap. So this is what people are saying about my classes. This is a new class, but I've led several classes, and this is what people have said about previous ones that I've done. I've been going nonstop. After the first call, I felt so motivated. I've been going nonstop since then. I realized that I've been saying that I wanted certain things, and to be honest, I wasn't doing very much about it. That's all changed. Thank you. One of my other students wrote in to say, wow, I am loving getting unexpected checks in the mail. I've received 2 large unexpected checks in the mail since your class. And I was introduced to the most amazing, profitable opportunity thus far in my life. Thank you. When you sign up for this class, you also get a bonus gift, an inspiring interactive video training. It comes in 3 parts, each is about 15 minutes, and it's all about helping you to connect with your inner wisdom, to hear your intuitive voice more clearly, to trust what you're getting. And you get plenty of time in these trainings to reflect, to write, to journal. There are writing prompts to spark ideas, to help you know what you think, because sometimes you don't know what you think until somebody asks you, what do you think about that? And then suddenly all this information comes pouring out, and you can see, oh, that's what's been in my mind. Boy, that's good to know. And this step is this training, $97 value, is included in your welcome email when you sign up for this class. I'm also offering a reward for quick action. I've got this planner of a whole course in a booklet, 46 pages, about busting your money blocks with discussion, with exercises, with insights, with tools and techniques you can use to bust your money blocks for good. In the class, we're talking about abundance in a more general way. This zeroes in on the money stuff. And I'm offering it to the first 10 people who sign up for Clear Your Path to Abundance. Will also receive Bust Your Money Blocks Prosperity Planner. It's printable, it's easy to use, and it's great. It's great material. I just felt like the class needed to be something different, needed to be something more interactive, more healing between you and me. This is what I really love to do, is connect with you face to face, right here, right now, and to be able to share with you and see you and be with you, to see your smiles, to feel your love. You can't do that in a book or a planner. So the Bust Your Money Blocks is a good companion piece. But what I really love to do in the live sessions, the difference that makes the difference, is to be in your sacred presence and seeing what magic, what abundance, what love, what discoveries we can make together. There is nothing else I would rather be doing. Coming back to the sharing the screen. So the first 10 people who sign up for this will receive this gift from me with heartfelt gratitude. And I hope it helps you as much as it's helped me. So what you get in this 5-week program, Clear Your Path to Abundance, you get an introductory discount valued at nearly $500, because this is the first one. So you'd be among the pioneers, the first to experience the benefit of more than 20 years of experience, training, wisdom, and road-tested techniques that I found along the way. You get the benefit of all of that, and you were the first to experience it in this particular format. So I want to thank you for taking a chance on that by giving you a break on the tuition. You also get 5 hours of sessions like this. Oh my gosh, look at the time. I want to thank you for staying with me on this. I really appreciate your extra time and attention. Thank you so much. I'll do what I can to wrap this up more quickly, because I'm sure you have other places to go and I want to honor your time. You also get class replay. So if the schedule doesn't work for you, you will always receive within 24 hours the video of whatever meeting that we're doing. The great thing is that whether you attend these classes live or later and watching the replay, your consciousness is right here in the live training. You who are watching the replay right now, you are included in these healings too. You are included in this awareness also. You are included in this all-embracing path to abundance. So the healings, the insights, whatever comes to you in the live training, you will get it in the replay. I also offer the replays because people watch and listen and they hear things they didn't catch the first time. They come to new realizations every time because there's a lot of information flooding in. It's almost impossible to catch it all, which is why it's so valuable to have the replays. You can have new insights every time you listen, whether it's one more time or 6 more times or more than that. You get the bonus training I mentioned, stop doubting, start doing. So you can start building your abundance muscle, start your training, your abundance, to start training yourself to receive, start training yourself to trust yourself, to trust your intuition, to trust your knowing, to trust your talent, to trust the love that is the base of all things. And that is included in this training. You also get personal email support from me from the duration of the class. Ask me anything. I will be glad to answer back with as detailed and thoughtful an answer as your question requires. There are also fun surprises along the way. This is a total value of nearly $2,600, and you would be paying a little under $500 for 5 weeks of training, 5 weeks of immersion in this beautiful energy, frequency, and vibration of love, of abundance, of possibility, of fearlessness, of strength, of courage. It's like an oasis for the soul. And I'd love it if you would be a part of that, if that feels right to you, if you feel moved to do that. These are the meeting dates. We will meet on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on October 12th, the 19th. We'll take a break the last week of October to allow you time for integration and just resting, because these first 2 classes are going to be deeply healing, and it'll be good to give your molecules a chance to catch up. Then we'll have meetings on November 2nd, the 9th, and the 16th. So we'll be done before Thanksgiving. How cool would it be to be able to come to a place of being clear about what you're going to do, excited and joyful about doing it, and go into the holidays with that spirit? How awesome would that be? Remember, if you can't make it live, no worries. You get just as much benefit from the replays as you do from the live meetings. Again, this is something that someone else shared with me after taking one of my last classes in abundance. Here are the results I've seen since we started. My savings account is the highest it's ever been. Our office has unexpectedly shifted, and now I'm in a sunny corner office with sea views. My lover has been much more vocal in his appreciation of me and has been looking for ways to be more romantic. Shazam! Is that abundance or what? Boy, you can't imagine how. Can you imagine how that made my day to get that email from my friend in Australia? My goodness. Here's another message that I got from one of my last classes in abundance. I am seeing abundant results. I've had great results showing up in my life since we started the class. My business has increased. People and relationships are showing up for me. I am seeing abundant results. Thank you. Abundance can seem so abstract, but these are ways of seeing the results that people are seeing. Is that these are things that can happen when you get into an abundance mindset, when you open more fully to the love that you are, and live and choose and work from that, express through that. Again, there's the reward for quick action, a 46-page guidebook to help you bust specifically through your money blocks. And it's excellent material. It helped me so much, and I know it can help you too. So I'd like to know, what was your biggest aha since we started? Just take a moment to see, is there something that really struck you, something that you really liked, something that you thought, I'm not sure about that, tell me more. I'll be checking through the chat to see that. Here's Natalie with a very, very strong piece of wisdom. The hardest thing I had to do was forgive someone who wasn't sorry. However, it freed me. Yes, it's so true. I don't recall the name of the man who said that when you forgive somebody, it's you who gets let out of jail. That's exactly what happens. That is the power of forgiveness. And How brave and strong and wise of you, Natalie, to have given yourself that gift. Natalie says, sorry, I have to go. Understood, no worries. We are running late. I thank you so much for staying with us. And I'm seeing no other ahas, so we will go back to screen sharing. They may come to you later. Right now, you may still be in theta, which can make it hard to think coherently, which can make it hard to write, which can make it hard to make a decision right now. I understand that. So this offer will be repeated in the follow-up email that I send to you with the replay of this as well. So let go of the idea that you have to decide right this minute. Nobody wants to pressure you. If you're not sure, talk with me and we can figure it out. If it's not for you, I'll be the first to tell you. I don't want to waste your time or mine. But for now, and thank you for staying with me. Thank you for joining this gathering in person. And my gift to you is a checklist. So just 50 ways to bring more happiness and success into your life. Sometimes just looking at the words on the page can resonate throughout your being, can awaken an awareness that's been lying dormant for who knows how many years, can make you realize, oh, if I tried this instead of that. So these are 50 different ideas about how to bring more happiness and success into your life right away. And I share it with you with my blessings. You'll receive the link to download this in your email and the replay link. So if you haven't yet said hello in the chat, please do. So I will have your name down available in writing as somebody who attended live to make sure that you receive this gift, because it's important to acknowledge you for that, for spending this time with me. Any questions? Has anybody got anything that they would like to ask? Okay. Oh, and here are some ahas. Negative emotions draw more negativity to you. Rex, that is so true. Absolutely. Julie says, I love the pause to praise, taking time to acknowledge yourself. Yes, that can be such a game changer. Overwhelm starts to go away when you pause between tasks and acknowledge yourself and saying, I finished it. I did it. Yay for me. How great to have that done. It's a great feeling. Julie says, love your class. I'll be in touch. Thank you so much. Heidi, you are so welcome for this teaching. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you here. Thank you so much. Ginny says, I love the alignment of living what you're for instead of what you're against. Wow, Ginny, if I didn't know already, I would think you were a wonderful writer. I know you are a wonderful writer. I love how eloquently and simply you express that beautifully. I love that. Heidi says, congratulate your wins. Yes, my goodness. It's hard to feel like you need to keep on going if nobody ever says, hey, good job. So give that to yourself. It still counts. It still matters. Diane is saying, listen to my self-talk, that needs improvement. How great that you're aware of that. And again, your self-talk, same with the other aspects of you that are blocking your abundance, that are protecting you from money, protecting you from fame and fortune, protecting you from finding unconditional love with some wonderful person. They're doing it because they love you. It's never to make you crazy. It's because they think something terrible is going to happen if those blessings come to you. So same with the self-talk. It's trying to protect you from reaching out too far, reaching too high, and maybe risking disappointment, or believing in yourself will make you egotistical and nobody will want to be around you. That kind of self-talk can really take you down, can really diminish your ability to attract abundance, your ability to receive it, to allow it to remain in your life instead of comes and goes. You get a big windfall and boom, 2 days later, your car goes and all that money out the window. That is kind of a sneaky sign that you've got a block to abundance, that you've got a block to money, just in case you're wondering. If you have things like that happen, a windfall that is gone almost as soon as it arrives, it's a sign you got money blocks. And this, one of the purposes of this class is to help you get more comfortable with the money, not because of it's so important and money is the biggest thing. I don't know if any of us believes it. We're up to much bigger things than that. But it's important to remember that money is the energy of appreciation. So allow people to appreciate you in a very sincere form, the very sincere form of paying you money, repaying you for all your love and caring, repaying you for all of your love and attention. Giving of yourself is the greatest gift possible. Really, no amount of money could compensate you for it. But goodness, isn't it okay? Isn't it nice to let people try to compensate you in some way, even if it's just with money and appreciation? Worth a try. Like we were saying before at the beginning, almost every problem with abundance is a problem with receiving. And this is to help you open to receive. Never in a greedy way, never in a, I want my share and yours kind of way, but just, I'm willing to receive what is rightfully mine. I'm willing to receive what is rightfully mine. So if this sounds good to you, if this sounds like something you'd like to experience, you can get more information at clearyourpathtoabundance.com. Let me put the real deal link in the chat. Sorry, I thought I had that more handy than I did, but I can paste that in right now. So it's easy for you to get to. And if you don't want to wait for your 50 ways to bring more happiness and success into your life, you will find it at the very bottom of the sales page. You can just go there right now, go to the bottom to the last red button on the page, and under there will be the link for you to download it. So if you want to go and collect that now, feel free and stick around to look at the sales page, see if it's something that feels right to you. Whatever you decide, I love you just the same. Whatever you decide, it's an honor and a joy and a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I love you with all my heart. Take care. Talk with you soon. Bye.